Spiritual intelligence is an understanding of our spiritual nature or our spirit. But first, let us look at intelligence and what are the different types of intelligence. Now, intelligence is basically the capacity or our capacity for rational thinking, for logic, for understanding things, being aware about ourselves, learning new things, learning about our emotion, reasoning about things, planning, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving. Now, there are many forms of intelligence that have been defined, and these different forms of intelligence have also been scored by psychologists on a scoring card which is known as a quotient. Now, as you can see here, all these different type of intelligence have been woven in a circle, and all these intelligences can be inborn, so we are born with it, they're intrinsic to us, and more importantly, they can be cultivated, they can be developed. So for example, with physical intelligence, which is often scored in the form of physical quotient or fitness quotient, is our capacity for understanding, developing our physical nature, our fitness regarding our body or our physical state of being. The mental intelligence talks about our capacity which has to do with our mind, how we perceive knowledge, how we take it in, how we are able to do critical thinking, how we are able to do problem solving. And this is often scored in the form of intelligent quotient. Now, even beyond the mind, we have something which is our emotions, our feelings. And emotional intelligence is our capacity to understand our feelings and feelings of others, and to use this awareness to actually make decisions which are beneficial for us and for society at large. And in an individual, this capacity is often scored in the form of emotional quotient. Now, recently, happiness intelligence or happiness quotient has become quite popular. And this is the ability or the intelligence or our capacity to bring joy and happiness in our lives. And then on top, you have the spiritual intelligence, which is our capacity to look within and find what our spirit is all about. So let us take a look at what many eminent people have spoken about spiritual intelligence. Stephen Covey, well-known writer, defines spiritual intelligence as our drive for meaning and connection with the infinite, that is going beyond our own self. Jiddu Krishnamurti, the highest form of human intelligence is to observe yourself without judgment, to go beyond our physical body, our mental capacity, our human emotions, our happiness, to observe without judgment, go beyond, is something that he talks about as spiritual intelligence. Bhagwan Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 3.42 also talks about these different types of intelligence, and what is said in this particular Bhagavad Gita quote is that the working senses are superior to dull matter. So our indriyas, so when what we are doing with our physical senses is superior to not doing anything, to dull matter. The mental faculty or the mind is higher than the indriyas or the physical senses. The intellect or the buddhi, something that allows us to distinguish between right and wrong, is still higher than the mind. And the soul, he talks, the spirit, the thing that is within us, is even higher than the intellect. And so an intelligence which looks at discovering this thing that is within has been defined here. But I like this Native American proverb, which gives us an insight on how do we know what the spiritual intelligence is all about. So it says, listen to the wind, it talks. Listen to the silence, it speaks. Listen to the heart, it knows. So here the heart is the door to our understanding the spiritual intelligence. So I hope this was useful to all of you. Thank you so much for listening.